Early into the Vita's life, it established itself as the best place to play indie games. I've said it so many times, but indie games are better for portable experiences. Smaller, shorter games suit my gaming on-the-go lifestyle, and when I have time to play my PS4, I want to be playing big-budget games like Spider-Man or online games like Overwatch. With the Switch's launch and the slowdown in Vita releases, the Switch has taken over as the place for indie games. Indie developers are finding huge success on the Switch, and many of the high-profile indie titles that first came to Vita are already on the Switch, like Iconoclast and Guacamelee for example. But the Vita shouldn't be overlooked for its indie library. It's got an amazing selection of games, and there are still indie games that are on the Vita that haven't come to Switch, although that could change over time. But as of now, here's my top 10 indie games on the Vita that you can't get on the Switch. I'm not including indie games published by Sony, like Escape Plan, Resogun or Flower for example. Also, just to preempt the hate, I have a Switch, I really like my Switch, I'm not hating on the Switch, I'm just showing some of the great games that give Vita owners a reason to keep using their Vitas. Number 10. Geometry Wars 3. The Vita's controls are perfect for twin-stick shooters, and Geometry Wars with its short challenging levels plays great on the system, and it's also excellent for short burst gaming. Number 9. Runner 2. Runner 2 is a challenging auto runner where you need to dodge, jump and slide over obstacles. The soundtrack is super catchy, and although Runner 3 is on Switch, I still prefer Runner 2. Number 8. Luftrausers. I love Luftrausers. It's another shooter where you need to survive endless waves of enemies. It's so addictive and fun. Number 7. Foul Play. Foul Play is an old-school beat-em-up, but with a sense of humor and great graphics. Number 6. Pixel Junk Monsters. Pixel Junk Monsters 2 is on the Switch, but I prefer the first. This to me is one of the best tower defense games I've ever played, and the graphics are so charming. Number 5. Spelunky. Spelunky needs little introduction. The roguelite is totally addictive, and it's actually kind of surprising it hasn't come to the Switch already. Number 4. Super Time Force Ultra. This 2D shooter platformer is brilliant. It's got a very cool mechanic that sees you rewind time on levels to defeat enemies. It suffers from slowdown on the Vita at times, but it's an excellent game. Number 3. Papers, Please. It's hard to describe this game without making it sound boring. You basically check the documents of people wanting to cross the border into your country, but there's a lot going on with the story that unfolds over the game, and the time limit really adds pressure and keeps you on your toes. Number 2. Fez. This beautiful puzzle platformer came to Vita years ago, and it's still as brilliant now as it was then. Before I get to number 1, 2 honourable mentions that didn't quite make the top 10, Halloween Forever and Pixel Junk Shooter. Both great games and both worth your time. And number 1, Hotline Miami. Stylish, fun and addictive. Hotline Miami's action gameplay is perfect. It's one of the best games on Vita and I totally recommend it. So guys, what indie games do you like playing on your Vita? Leave a comment below and as always, thanks for watching.